Hey Taurus, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Teri Hunter. I'm an intuitive astrologer, and I'm here today with your March 2023 monthly horoscope. These horoscopes are based on whole sign Western astrology. If you don't know your rising sign, you can go to any one of the free birth calculators on the internet. You just need your time of birth and location to determine that information. So these are based on Taurus rising. If you're a Taurus moon or a Taurus sun, this video is also applicable to you, but the house structure will not be the same. The house structure that I'll be talking about will be based on rising signs. Also, I am in the Pacific time zone, so when I refer to a date and time, it is that. Please adjust for your location. March is a pivotal, it is probably the biggest month of the year, 2023. We will see Saturn move into Pisces, and we will see Pluto tip its toe into Aquarius, both starting this month. I have done separate videos for that, so please check that out. They're very, very detailed, so that'll be very helpful to you. We're going to start off talking about Venus, your ruling planet. It is currently in Aries, which is your 12th house, and it is starting to have a pretty close conversation with Jupiter and Chiron, which has been going through your 12th house for quite some time now. The 12th house by nature rules our ancestry. It rules our karmic imprint. It rules spirituality in the way of our connection to the other side as we spend time alone communing with God, with the angels, with source energy, with whatever you find to be your higher power. It's also a house where we tend to escape. And having Aries be your 12th house, Taurus, there can be this there can be hidden anger that you have, that you keep hidden to yourself. And this is an opportunity, as Venus on the 3rd of March has an exact conjunction with Chiron. Venus, your ruling planet, governs your self-worth as a result of your family history. Taurus is a fixed sign, and you are exalted with the moon in your house, so you're an emotional creature, very much so, and you're very much going to resonate with your home, your family, the things that make you feel comfortable. So any wound that you may have is going to be up for conversation the beginning of March. And Jupiter is just 1 degree away at the Piscean degree of 12 degrees Jupiter. Jupiter is at 12 degrees Aries, I'm sorry. So here, Venus is at 13 degrees Aries in an exact conjunction with Chiron, the wound and the gift. And there's Jupiter trying to expand our belief system, opening us up to bigger concepts of who I am, what I am, and why I'm here. And this feels very much about those 12th house dynamics, sort of really taking this philosophical and taking a philosophical look at your ideology and really assessing if it is anything that's anchoring you to your history, or is it allowing you to move forward? Because we've got Uranus transiting your 1st house, but I'll get to that in a minute. We also have on the 3rd Mercury entering Pisces, and it is having a conversation with Saturn at 29 degrees Aquarius. Saturn will be moving into Pisces on March 7th. So these few days between the beginning of March and Pisces' actual move in, Saturn's move into Pisces is an intense conversation about historically, how have I allowed my monkey mind to dominate? I have this obligation. I need to run this errand. I need to make sure this has happened. And I'm getting caught on the hamster wheel of my everyday life. And I'm not really consciously making intentional choices that are considering what makes me happy and makes me feel valuable. I think that's what Saturn is really doing, because in these last degrees of its domicile, you're being offered an opportunity to liberate yourself from some unconscious patterns that that you're operating on. And when I say unconscious, they may feel like beliefs. But here's Jupiter at the beginning of the month with Venus and Chiron offering you an opportunity to expand upon what you have previously perceived of yourself. Aries is brave. Aries is the hero. Yes, it's the warrior. Yes, it holds resentment and it holds anger and frustration. And Taurus can hold a grudge. And here, this is an opportunity not to release it, because I think that's kind of not really human to release something. When something happens to us emotionally, it stays with us. So this is a way of extracting wisdom from it. Saturn's offering wisdom here through a review of my history, and now standing in leadership and building anew at the 29th degree of Aquarius. 29 is a master number. It reduces down to an 11, which is the master number of thought. Saturn is a builder and a rewarder, as I'm willing to move forward in a way that is brave and fearless about looking at my own participation in what has made me not happy. On the 7th of March, Saturn does its official move into Pisces until February 2026. I did separate videos on these transits, and I really would encourage you to look at those. They're quite detailed. We also have on that very same day a full moon in Virgo. It is the 6th of 7 full moons at the 16th degree, which is the Cancerian degree. And each one of these full moons has been covering the lower half of the zodiac. It's very much personal full moons about how I perceive myself, how I walk through this life's journey, and how I allow myself the privileges of releasing myself from things I feel obligated and enslaved to. And part of that enslavery could be where my mind continues to go back to old stories and then try to operate a new dynamic on an old story. We have during this full moon, and I will do a separate video on this as well to really anchor in some detail for Taurus, but the sun will be, obviously a full moon is an opposition, and the sun will be at 16 degrees Pisces, making a sextile to Uranus in Taurus. Uranus is now, or will be at 15 degrees on the day of the full moon. This feels as if it's some sort of illumination where potentially Pisces is your 11th house. I'm going to refer to that house not as the networks, not as technology here, but your hopes and your dreams. There's a theme going on here, and with the sun being in Pisces at the self-nurturing degree, the intuitive degree, 16 degrees, it gives me an opportunity to really move my story forward, to allow for my own reinvention and innovation. And that's what I think is so powerful, because that 15th degree of Uranus represents the Gemini degree, which is how I think, how I speak about my life, how I speak about my experiences. Okay. We also have on the 10th of March, we now see Jupiter and Chiron in Aries, your 12th house, having an exact conjunction. The 14th degree is the Taurian degree. So this is an opportunity for Taurus to really look at your history, because you rule history. That's the second house we think about history being there. Aries, your 12th house is past life history, previous experiences here, and an opportunity to use Jupiter's expansion and its willingness to examine things from a soul's perspective. How did your troubles, how did your challenges serve you to empower you to move forward? Because that's what Chiron's asking. And Aries is asking to be liberated here, to be liberated from the resentment or the anger or the stories we tell ourselves where we don't win. This is super, super powerful and very freeing, because now I've transformed this energy into a tool that I can move forward. And Taurus loves a good tool to work the land, to break ground, to create those rows, to plant the seeds so you can harvest this later. On the 13th of March, we will see Mars beginning a trine to Saturn. Mars is in its final degrees of Gemini, and Saturn has just moved into Pisces. Gemini is your second house, Taurus. So here we're seeing, where Taurus naturally rules the second house, Gemini, the mind, Gemini, my siblings, how I was treated in my early childhood years is coming up for review here. And as this influence gets stronger throughout the month, because as Mars starts to enter Cancer, this trine will become more tight. At the end of the month, we'll see Mars will have moved into Cancer, and Saturn will be at 2 degrees. Mars will be at 2 degrees Cancer. Saturn will be at 2 degrees Pisces, so this trine will be exact. So this whole month from around the 13th, the second half of the month, you're having an opportunity to be brave in your thought process. This is not about self-judgment, regret, or shame. It's simply a piece of information that gives you this opportunity to really anchor into your hopes and dreams and use your Taurian tenacity to continue to align to the future, the 11th house of Pisces for you, rather than the past, which is your Arian 12th house. On the 16th of March, we will see Venus enter your first house. Oh, this is good, because all the hard work you've been doing in the beginning of March and will continue to do will start to reap rewards as Jupiter enters your first house in the springtime of 2023. So enjoy this, because Venus is going to start to creep towards Uranus. And by the end of the month, she will have made a conjunction with Uranus. So this is an opportunity, again, to liberate yourself, to free yourself, to reinvent yourself, to renovate yourself into a new energy that serves you, versus continuing to go back to the past and trying to make sense of it or to change it, because it's not going to change. On the 19th, Mercury enters Aries, and we will see this Mercury starting to creep up on Jupiter and Chiron. So again, we're getting this opportunity to really assess our thought process. I am a big believer in the laws of attraction and the divine laws of the universe. So I am aware that my focused thought starts to create experiences and dynamics. And as I'm aware of that, I'm also aware that of the energy with which I'm thinking. And this is what Mercury moving into Aries, your 12th house, is going to offer you an opportunity to be really brave, rather than you can be right or you can be happy. I'm a Taurus moon, and someone said that to me years ago, and it resonated in a very powerful way, because I was right, but I wasn't happy. And so here there's an opportunity to create wisdom, to extract wisdom from divine disruption, which is being represented by the activity in your 12th house of Aries. On the 20th of March, the sun will enter Aries, and on the very next day, we'll have a new moon at 0 degrees Aries. I'll be doing a separate video for that new moon, as it is at the critical degree on the world axis of the springtime and new beginnings. Very powerful time. On the 23rd, Pluto, after all these years in Capricorn, which is your, Capricorn would be your 9th house, but we're not really talking about Capricorn. We're talking about moving into Aquarius, which is your 10th house. So Taurus, you have an opportunity with everything that you have reconciled and reconstructed in your belief system in Capricorn to now move this into the public eye, the house of your career, the house of your public status. This is going to be a very small time period of Pluto in Aquarius. It's going to stay at the 0 degree. It's going to move forward until the 11th of May, and then it will retrograde, returning to your 9th house of Capricorn on June 11th. So this is an opportunity to get a glimpse of what you can manifest over the next 20 years, because when Pluto moves into Aquarius in January 2024, it will stay there until 2044. So this is really an opportunity, to dig deep into your psychological imprint, extract what works for you, and then be aware of what has not worked for you. And rather than trying to exterminate it or release it, the awareness alone will allow you to shift your focus. I think this will be super powerful. We're also going to see Mars enter Cancer on the 25th of March. And as I referenced earlier, by the 29th of March, it will be making an exact trine to Saturn. So this is again about being brave, about your history. You know, oftentimes astrologers think that Mars and Saturn aren't very cooperative because Mars wants to move forward. Mars wants to, take quick action, and Saturn's like, let's slow our roll. But this is where we see the master, Mr. Miyagi, and we see Daniel in the form of Mars. And Mars is exalted in Capricorn. So there is a cooperation as Mars learns to be an intentional warrior, knowing when to use the sword and when to put the sword down. So here, Mars being, and now having left Gemini, where it's been for 7 months. And while Mars does not necessarily like Cancer because of the emotional aspect, here I believe Mars is being asked to dig deep into their instinctual body and then nurture the intuition that lies within the instinct. Instinct is like a knee-jerk reaction. So Saturn's slowing you down to not necessarily take a knee-jerk reaction, but to look at it from an intuitive way so you can move instinctually and intentionally at the same time. So this is a very, very powerful month for Taurus. There's going to be a lot of opportunities to work with your money houses as well. So this time now during the spring, as you prepare for Jupiter to enter your first house and bring expansion and wealth, I think it's fabulous. So get excited. Be brave and digging deep in your heart. And part of that is allowing yourself not to judge yourself when you find some of your fixed energy is not serving you anymore. And just take it as a piece of information and an opportunity for awareness. All right, that's it for my Tauruses for March 2023. My name is Teri Hunter. Please join me Sunday mornings live at 11 a.m. Pacific time. That's where we look at the transits for the week ahead and we get the angels' advice for traversing those transits. Please like, please subscribe, please hit the notification bell and comment. I try to respond to them all, but if I don't respond, I absolutely read them and I try to hit that little like button for you. All right, everybody, thanks so much. Peace out.